There is a plague in the FGC that never quite goes away, and of course, we're talking about downplaying. It's the eternal sin of the fighting game community. If you have a main, you will downplay them. So today, we're going to figure out who is the biggest downplayer in the Street Fighter 6 community. We're going to make a little tier list of the biggest downplayers, who is the downplay gods, and who actually upplays their characters, who's a little honest and upplays their characters a little bit. And joining with us today, of course, we got Idom. How you doing, Idom?
What's up? I was late for the Christmas extra trashy, so I gotta redeem myself. Got the Santa hat. I'm ready. Merry Christmas. Maybe a bit late, but we're here.
Hey, we're doing this before the new year. It counts, all right? The Christmas tree's still up. We'll allow it. We'll allow it. And we got someone else. Wait a minute. Who's this? Who's on the call right now?
What's going on, man?
Wait a minute.
What's going on, Brian? What's up, Brian? What's up, IDZ? Shout out to everybody in the extra trashy universe. People will be definitely hitting me up in my Twitch chat and everything. Like, when you gonna hop on with Brian again for extra trashy? So, of course, big holiday, we gotta listen to the people and come back and do some dope ass shit. So it's gonna be super fun. And there's a specific character I cannot wait for us to get to, and we already know who.
I mean, first of all, are we gonna ignore the braids? What's up here? is this the world reveal? What's up here?
Oh yeah, bro. I definitely got a new hairstyle today. Today is literally, this would be cool to look back on for myself. This is the first time I ever got braids in my life, right? My hair I grew it out to play the Battle King role, and I ended up just liking having hair. And eventually my hair got too hot to do the sponge style anymore. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I got to just try and get braids at least one time. So that's why I got the braids right now. I'm in a brotherhood with my man.
You're stealing my stick, man. You're stealing my stick. You can't be doing that.
Hey man, hopefully this make me win the Capcom Cup and be done hosting. We'll win Capcom Cup and retire.
The secret is the braids, man. Oh, you guys should have told me. Wait a minute. Hold on. Is that all it takes?
Brian,
I don't know, man.
Brian, I will find a way to. As a community, we will crowdsource Capcom Cup championship level money to see you with some cornrows, Brian.
Deal. We'll see if that happens. But yeah, so any whack takes from Rob, we'll blame it on the braids, being a little bit too tight first time. And also, yeah, you did inspire this, man. I mean, we saw the conversations with you on Twitter. You're waiting for a specific character. We'll get to him in due time. But there's another character we're waiting to get to. And that's Rob's main. Rob is kind of trying hard these days. He's playing Ryu, and he's a real Ryu main because I saw you make that character strength and weakness list. And I don't know, the weaknesses for Ryu you were putting were kind of they're piling up. So I think on that alone, Ryu is already
no, they were not piling up.
Ryu is already going towards the top half. Ryu players are historically terrible down players.
Historically, yes. Right now, what do you think? Right now, I think he's on C.
Oh my god!
I think all Ryu players agree that he's busted.
No. Rob, I know you're just getting back into 6, but the level of Ryu downplays, it just comes with the character, I guess, because you've been downplaying insane. I watched at the character strengths and weakness list that you made. That was just all you. I felt like it was from the heart. You were like, Ryu players can't do nothing. Hardworking, honest, mid-tier, no mix, no nothing. And you're there.
Bro,
you're right there.
I'm trolling, bro. I'm trolling. In all seriousness, Ryu definitely, he's I think he's number 7 in the game. That's fair.
That's still
7th strongest character in the game. Right. Ryu and Akuma are the same level of character.
There's something really interesting about being the 7th best character in the game. That is always the spot anyone picks when they play a top 3 busted character. It's always 7th best in the game. That is like the classic, I'm saying he's really good.
Just so
but
I
he
know.
ain't top 5, you know what I'm saying? He's not really.
just so I know. Maybe even top 5, maybe even top 3, depending on who you ask. But is Akuma, like, outside of the Twitter just picking the new buff character, are we saying, so I know, that Ryu is better than Akuma?
That one's just hard. I think Akuma is better, but I think Ryu, you could be worse and still be
you could argue that.
A threat. Yeah.
I agree with that. I'm judging tiers off of the highest level of play. Everybody's got everybody's elite Capcom Cup level. What is the tier list? Any tier list under that don't matter. If we go under that, then now I need to put E Honda high on the tier list, right? Because he's the best at beginner level. So at the highest level, Akuma is literally the same level of Ryu. I don't think he's. I hear you saying
The more
better,
you talk, Rob,
but I think
the higher the higher
both
Ryu's
busted.
going on the tier list. You see what I'm saying? The more you speak, the higher he's going up. Here's the thing about Ryu right now,
bro. I think Ryu's one of the best.
Okay, besides
game,
Rob, besides you're new to this, you know, like you haven't learned the reality of Ryu being a Ryu
That's
main.
fair.
Okay,
Maybe I don't know.
the reality of being a Ryu main is no matter what, you think Ryu is fair and honest for the past 30 years. And your opinion does not change no matter what game, what patch, what version. So you have a whole community of Ryu boomers out there that never change their opinion on the character, no matter how many decades removed they are from what their first experience with Ryu was. There's still Ryu players out there today that think this is honest fundamentals man who just has a low forward and a fireball. That is a persistent theme of the Ryu community. So I think on that alone, Ryu has to be minimum A. Minimum. And forever. This will change with the tier list. If Ryu gets nerfed again and goes back to being fair and honest, he'll be here again. But the downplay or the assessment of Ryu never changes from Ryu mains. He's always honest in their opinion in the tier list. And right now, that man is not honest.
Okay.
This guy is deleting your drive gauge.
No, he's busted. He's busted.
I like what Rob did because Rob did the #1 downplay thing. He deflected. We were talking about Ryu and he went straight to Akuma, deflecting right away.
That's a classic Shoto main technique. Deflect to the other Shoto.
Yeah, it's a technique.
The only reason I did that was to try to deflect. It was just because to point out, I do think that like Ryu is busted as hell, and I don't even care about Ryu. I'm a Kieran player, but I believe that it goes in waves. What's popular, and I think right now it's popular to talk about Ryu. Like in America, we don't talk about Ed, but Japan gonna say Ed is the #1 character in the game. Right now, nobody talks about Akuma, so it make me think like, hold up, I think we should complain about Ryu. I think we should complain about all these other top tier characters, but why don't we complain about Akuma? I just don't get that.
Because Ryu presses heavy punch into Hashogeki and you die. It's just like it's too easy. It's too easy, and so
if I pick Akuma. How much money we betting on me getting 1900 quick with Akuma? You think Akuma's
I think it's harder than Ryu. I don't think he's that much harder. I think you can play fundamentals and get that far for sure, but like, dude, there's more volatility with Ryu, right? Like you're gonna you're randomly going to lose to a Ryu player who's weaker than you just from the damage and explosiveness alone. Like that will just happen. Like he will step on the landmine and he will die. And and the Ryu facts. Generally you see from the Ryu community is that they don't acknowledge that exists. You know, it just they pretend it's all footsies and fundamentals. So I think he has to be minimum A. Like on that fair. Alone. All right. Hey, thanks for checking out the brand new Trash Talk content. And maybe you're enjoying the new and refreshed look on the brand new Trash Talk YouTube channel. Well, whether or not you're tuning in on YouTube or Spotify or another podcast platform, I wanted to thank today's sponsor, you. To commemorate kicking off the new season of Trash Talk, we've also launched a new merch line. This new merch line's on a brand new merch store over at Orchid 8. You can check out t-shirt and hoodie designs for the new Trash Talk logos and Extra Trashy logos. We also have brand new unique designs like Hajoken, custom move lists, one more coffee sip for real, and of course, Brian F's signature spaghetti. On top of that, of course, we've got all the designs on mugs as well. To check out what's available, just head over to brianf.shop to see all the brand new merch. Okay, that's all I got. Back to the episode. Luke is kind of interesting. There's not that many Luke players, but the ones that do talk about him, I mean, if we listen to Noah, I mean, Noah just says, if you play Luke, quit. You're not as good as me. It's impossible.
The worst character in the
Noah
game.
has legitimately said that Luke is the worst character in the game multiple times. Is that a downplay or is that honest?
That's cap.
No, that's definitely a downplay. Luke can't be the worst in the game. But
yeah?
To be honest, I don't think that highly of Luke right now, so it's a bit honest, but I can't go as far as worst in the game. So I gotta go like B tier for Luke.
But there's got to be other representatives.
This is not a tier list. This is not how good the character is. This is how much people.
Right.
I mean, if you're saying Luke's the worst in the game, then you got to be a downplay god. You got to be S tier at that point.
But that's just Noah, right? Like, let's be clear. He's the most vocal representative of Luke we have to base that off of. But from a general community sense, there's not that many Luke players anymore because a lot of them, you know, they fled. Yeah. So they're honestly like, hey, this guy sucks.
Yeah, see, it's fine.
You think he's honest?
I think hints of downplay just because of Noah.
Yeah. It knocks it up a point. I mean, I think there's some Luke players that are just kind of coasting. They're just playing the character, don't say much. But the most vocal one, I mean, that's what this tier list is like your vocal representatives will will drive where you are.
Yeah, that's a fact.
On this tier list. Okay, this one's interesting. We got Jamie. Jamie players be talking a lot.
Dude, they act like he might be downplay God, and I don't even think that he's a busted character or nothing. I understand how Jamie works. He's at least A to me. They act like he is just like they doing fucking calculus.
Yeah, the Jamie players act like they're doing gymnastics over there. Like it's mental gymnastics over there with Jamie. So I actually gotta say like S tier. They make it sound like Jamie can't function as a character. Yeah, it is really bad with the Jamie community. They go kind of like insane with how bad they try to tell you the character is.
To play devil's advocate here,
and he really is not good like that.
Exactly. I think Jamie it's difficult to judge because he is both that good in certain situations and also that bad in certain situations, right? Like out of the gate, level 1 Jamie, and if he gets steamrolled and doesn't get any momentum going, he's garbage, like really bad. But he can steamroll out of nowhere, and he has some decent option. His target combo jab, his stand heavy kick is godlike. Palm is pretty good.
All of his space traps, his palm level 2.
Yeah, he has a lot of gimmicks in the matchup. He has a lot of ways to knowledge check people and catch you off guard. So he kind of falls apart at higher level for sure. And he has moments where he looks like the worst character in the game, but he also has moments where he looks insane. So I can kind of see, like, if you're a Jamie player, why those, like, we all have a negativity bias, right? Like, that's going to stick out in your mind all the time. If you're maining this character, every round where you get no drinks and then you're just weak as hell and you got none of your tools, like, that's going to feel really bad. But the way they be talking, man, they be talking kind of crazy. Like, like he's never, like he doesn't have a command grab at level 4 that actually just liquidates your health and does 60% damage.
So we
and a dive kick.
acknowledge Jamie players. We acknowledge that he's not a godlike character, but y'all just exaggerate.
To me, that would put A. I have to, because I think there's a hint of truth, but I think it's a lot of downplay. I would put A. What do you guys think?
Okay. All right, that's fair.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
Okay. Chun-Li. Chun-Li players be talking kind of crazy.
Bro, who be crying about Chun-Li on Twitter? I feel like they got a couple of crying ass representatives.
There's like 2 or 3. Yeah, there's like 2 or 3 Chun-Li players that like make you sound like Chun-Li is like bottom 1 in the game. So they have a few, but
yeah.
But Chun-Li has some issues. I mean, a lot of the complaints you hear people talking about, like they always highlight her anti-air, like the Tensho kicks, like it's jank, it doesn't operate well sometimes and you die. Like those moments always stick out when you go for an anti-air and it just doesn't interact properly and you just fucking lose from it. That drives you over the edge. Those kind of complaints I can always like excuse. Like to me, that's not downplaying. That's just like, man, you're going through it. If your DP whiffs and you die, you have the right to bitch a little bit on Twitter, I feel like. But
maybe she's B, bro. Just a hint, because I do know there's like 2 or 3 Chun-Li's that be doing the most, but
there's some yapping going on.
A good character.
Yeah, I think she's kind of like a Luke situation too. Like she's had some issues, and people started to actually just straight up drop the character. So hinted downplay, but there's some validity behind it. All right.
Don't even play, brother. Go ahead to the top. This is the downplay god.
Guile?
Nobody we mentioned so far downplay more than Guile.
You don't see the Guile players. When Knuckle Dude dropped Guile and everyone's like, there's no Guile players that play Guile in tournament, this character is unusable, it actually became insane. There's a lot of Guile players that think this character does not function.
Bro,
just because mine's better?
I don't know, like that be in my chat. Crisco NYC, I think his name, goddamn Snapcap, and others in my chat be talking like Guile is just so trash. All you gotta do is DI. Like, brother, what the hell? Like, just because Mai exists, so everybody pick Mai instead. This character is elite. This is a very strong character.
Yeah. If your answer is just DI, that's not an answer to me.
No, like no.
Yeah, theoretically, yes. Against a couple characters in the cast, you kind of do just have to risk DI. But when a character is forcing that option, like that's fucked up. But I don't know if it's S downplay gods. You guys think it's that bad? I haven't seen that often. Saying there's no Guiles is crazy though.
That good as a for some people, it's y'all downplay that much. This is like the character is godlike, and y'all say that he's mid tier or not good or whatever.
That's true. That's true. I guess a ratio of strength to the amount of downplay. This is just so much strength relative to the downplay. Yeah, and people always talk like there's no Guile players. I mean, there's Lex just running shit in Europe. Top 3 EVO Japan, like he's still kicking. Like Higuchi's always doing really well. I feel like there's not that many for sure at the top level, but people just don't want to fucking play Guile. Like I think that's just more people just don't want to play Guile than him being weak. People don't like charge characters, especially in this game. So I don't buy the no Guile players in tournaments. We'll go S. Fine, first S tier. It's the Guile mains. He's too strong to be talking that nonsense. Kimberly though. Kimberly,
she's the idiotic character, but I'm trying. Do they downplay her?
Not really. I don't think Kimberly players really downplay her that much. I feel like she's like a safer spot. I know a lot of Kimberly players in my chat would be like, yeah, you know, she has a lot of silly stuff, but it is kind of silly. So it's not really downplay. I feel like they're not upplaying, but they're kind of just being honest. But
I feel like ever since that heavy punch buff, they just try to stay quiet.
Yeah, exactly.
That heavy punch is too much. Yeah.
Once heavy punch to run became like a real mix-up, unless you have frame perfect jab timing, which no one does, and then you're actually guessing throw or the arc stab or whatever. I think a lot of them just like, oh, I'm just gonna run with this and lay low.
Bro, you literally popped into my chat, Brian, and I was goddamn, or you just rated me or something. And you was like, bro, why are you training against this?
Just guess.
Like, just guess and lose.
Just guess, man. There's no answer. Okay. This is the one that I was going to say for the first S. Juri players, to me, are downplay gods. I think the online Juri community is absolutely ludicrous with how much they downplay the character. I don't even think Juri is necessarily like that strong. I think she's really good. I don't think she's in a conversation for any top 5 or nothing like that. Of course not.
No.
I think she's solid as hell. But the way Juri players have talked about Juri since the beginning, when she was even relatively stronger in season 1, has been ludicrous. There's a couple. It's mostly in the NA online Twitter community. You know, Jack, I think, gives him a lot of good PR. I got to say, props to Jack. He's the one of the most prolific representatives. But he just keeps it cool. He plays the game. This is good. This is not good. You know, he doesn't downplay like crazy. But I think the rest of the community, they swear like she doesn't have the most broken drive rush. Like that's not like a defining feature of the game.
Bro, those buttons, bro, stand fierce, forward fierce. And honestly, her and Guile might be in a similar spot on the tier list or whatever. And maybe we're seeing a theme where when you're at that, whatever that spot is on the tier list, they think that the character is just straight dog water. You know what I mean? Like if you aren't like in a top 10 conversation, top 5, top 10 conversation, then you think your character is working hard as hell. But Guile and Juri are similar strengths to me.
Well, it goes back to, you know, the old, if you're not first, you're last. Come on, Rob. Everyone knows that. If you're not the top of the food chain, who cares? Like, I agree with, I mean, all the Juri players do, like, insanely downplay. There's plenty of Juri players in my chat who act like this character isn't just, like, fireball drive rush, has a really good throw loop, good button. Like, they don't even acknowledge, like, her stand medium punch is very similar to Sagat's, but, like, she's really good.
It was
she's
the
boring.
original.
Yeah, exactly. She was the original $1 million character too. So she's really good, but the Juri players just can't accept it. It's so strange.
I've heard so many people say Juri has never played or won a tournament, and it's like Capcom Cup, brother. She's the first $1 million character. Like people gloss over that Uma came out of nowhere and just ran away with the $1 million.
And did Nephew win the mix up with her too?
Yeah, Nephew did win the mix up also. Yep.
No, she has tournament results. She's not dominating. I think I agree with like Rob's assessment here, right? Like Guile and Juri have a taste of the power. You know what I mean? They're like right there, one or two buffs, and then they're running shit. You know what I mean? They're right there. Like if you're in the middle of the pack, you kind of like, I'm doing my best here. Could use some help. But when you're right there, man, I think that brings out the most in you, right? You're like, oh my god, if only this character was slightly better, I'd be.
Bro, there are a couple of
this.
buffs or a couple of S tier character nerfs away from being up there.
Facts.
Bro, the next character,
how about a character that used to be up there?
Yeah.
Oh, why are you moving him around, brother? Put him above Guile.
Wait a minute.
We gotta go even higher.
Wait a minute. since the nerfs, has that changed anything in terms of how insane the downplay is?
No.
Since the nerfs.
No,
Historically,
not at all.
since Street Fighter 5, I don't even, maybe even Street Fighter 4, I don't quite recall, but since Street Fighter 5, I feel like Ken has been the most downplayed character in the entire history of Street Fighter since Street Fighter 5. Phenom ran into the bank.
Talk to Chris T about Ken, brother. Chris T talked like Ken is the worst character in all of Street Fighter 6. Like it's just impossible to use this character. I promise you, bro. And I love Chris. He downplayed the hell out of it. And he the best Ken that we got. Is he the best Ken? Who's the best? Is Ryukichi
it would be Ryukichi, but here's the thing, like Ken was actually kind of nerfed this season, man. Ryukichi's dropping him for Mai. Tokido's trying hard as hell to move off him to JP, but keeps falling back to him. There's actually very few players that are sticking with Ken at a high level. It's pretty much just Christie. Even Phenom. Phenom made a career of trolling people downplaying Ken. And it's great. You know how many people don't know that like Phenom is troll? Like he's partially being honest about downplay, but also partially trolling. Even after a year after he switched to fucking Cammy, he's still downplaying Ken. Hasn't touched the character in 2.5 seasons. He's still trolling about Ken. But you know, like no one really plays the character like that anymore. That's what I'm saying. Is there a chance because of the nerfs?
No, not at all.
People confuse players opting for a better character with my character is not godlike or my character is not good. Just because, like, imagine if I switch to Mai from goddamn Ken or something like that. Like, bro, that don't mean Ken is not good. Or if you switch to Ryu from Ken, Ryu is better than Ken. That does not mean Ken is not good too, though. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. You can't think your character is not good because of that.
I gotta be honest. Seeing Ken in S tier and seeing Ryu here in A tier does not feel right to me.
Brother,
well, Rob is here, so like Ryu got downplayed.
Is busted.
I'm just saying, you don't think Ryu players act like Ken players, and Ryu is even more busted right now?
Well, I'm not talking about he's better than Ken, and even to be clear, when I say like top 7 or whatever, I don't know. Angry Bird literally said that he got Ryu as, unless it wasn't in order. Here's one of my tweets about Javit stuff. And he literally said that he had Ryu as like number 1 or number 2 or something like that in the game. And I respect the hell out of it. So I'm new to Street Fighter 6, so he might be the best character in the game for all I know. Well, hell no, Mai gotta be the best character. But I don't see, name some. Let me know who. Like, what Ryu players is downplaying? Or is it an overall community
It's
thing?
an OG thing, man. I'm too deep into the YouTube comment weeds. You know, every single time we talk about Ryu on this show, you know how many people on this show, Extra Trashy, has a massive amount of Ryu downplayers. And we talk about, you know, Henao winning CPT Chengdu in China with Ryu. And then, you know, who else is winning? You know, Ending Walker's qualifying. You know, every time you bring up Ryu, I'm telling you, you see it from like the general community because that's the poster boy. That's the dude. And now that he's actually got it like that, people are going to be like, wait a minute.
I'm gonna go.
I just know 2,000. I know 2,000 MR Guile players who talk like he trash. I know world class Ken players who talk like he trash.
True.
I can't think of 2,000 MR or high level or 1,900 even MR Ryu player who don't think he.
True. I agree. I think the higher level Ryu players admit it.
I'm gonna go a step further. I think it's the Shoto trifecta. You know, also I'm just gonna throw Akuma in there, but it really is. Every Shoto player just thinks they're playing honest fundamental. Ryu, Ken, and Akuma. It's the Shoto trifecta. It's always been like that. It's been like that since like Street Fighter 4 or 5. All of them. It's actually insane.
Yeah, this is true.
And they all just point fingers at each other.
Yeah,
I think there's a vortex here. I think the Shotos are going up here. They all point fingers at each other, so no matter what, like they're just gonna pass the buck off to the next one and be like, "Hey, at least I'm not Akuma." Ken's gonna be like, "At least I'm not Ryu." You know, I'm moving Ryu up there. I can't handle it. All right, Dhalsim. Does anyone even say anything about this character? People act like he's terrible.
I feel like Dhalsim players outplay how good Dhalsim is. I actually think he'll be on the bottom. I think he might be the first D tier character. If you hear Mr. Crimson or other Dhalsim players talk about Dhalsim, they make him sound like he's the best in the game, to be honest.
Interesting. I do feel like he was downplayed a little bit early on because I think people acted like DI and Drive Rush were like completely unstoppable for Dhalsim. Like he's not just going to float in the top quadrant of the screen and just stop your approach every time, you know? So I do think there's downplay earlier in the meta. But, you know, people have figured out how to actually flowchart with Dhalsim a little bit and actually play the game. Since then, I haven't heard anything. So if the top level sims are upplaying, then I think he might be an upplay. Because he's not good. He's not terrible. He's not good.
Yeah, it's very weird, but I do think Dhalsim might be the first D tier.
Street Fighter 5 he'd be up here. For sure.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
For sure.
So we got to remember, we're talking about strictly right now in Street Fighter 6. Even 2 seasons ago, I would have put him in upplay. But okay, all right. You're an upplay for now. Okay, Dhalsim mains, you believe in it? You're more than honest. You're upplaying the character. Ooh, big one. The talk of the town right now. Is it only Mena RD? Or is Blanka busted? There's such a narrative around this character, Blanka. People can't figure it out.
I know the truth.
I'm not. I can't say anything. I can't say anything about that.
I want to let you. What you think, Brian?
Why can't we say nothing? Why is this such a touchy subject? Just because Mena RD is the best player in the world right now, winning with Blanka, who's not that popular, we can't assess his strengths fairly. It's weird how that it becomes a touchy subject, right?
Look, you know, bro, people act like just because you say something about a character that it means somebody's not. Look, bro, Blanka is S tier downplay god. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we all agree with that or no? Before we explain.
I agree with you, Rob. I do think the Blanka players are downplay gods too.
Well, here, let me ask this, because to be quite honest, I have not heard that many opinions from Blanka players. To be quite honest, I don't hear it that much. I hear other people talking about the character. There's not that many Blanka mains, and from my perspective, if I look at someone like Mena RD, I don't think he's an S tier down player. I think he talks about Blanka being very good. Maybe a hinted downplay, like a normal, you know, I think hinted downplay is where everyone falls at minimum for the most part. That's the average.
You know what the problem is, though, Brian? Like with the Ryu thing, right? We not actually judging the Ryu downplay by the actual good Ryu players. We talking about just overall cultural thing. It's different base to base. Blanka, you got non-Blanka players downplaying him.
That's
like just
true.
Mena or these fans, like just the FGC, like that are just fans of Mena, which y'all know it's a running joke. I got Mena as the GOAT of Street Fighter. You can be the GOAT of Street Fighter, and I still can be like, oh, from what these expert goddamn eyes can see, this character has everything. This character is broken.
That's true. I agree with you saying the community as a whole underrates and downplays Blanka. But like I said, there's just so few Blanka players. If you're talking purely Blanka player perspective, I don't know if I would put him up here. Like compared to Ken, you know what I'm saying? Like there's not like a Blanka agenda out there.
Character strength though. Remember that?
Okay, the ratio like Guile here.
Character strength ratio like Guile.
Okay.
Blanka is, I don't know exactly where I put. Bro, when I'm doing a strengths weaknesses thing and trying to break it down and seeing what he got and what he don't got, bro. Come on.
Yeah,
let's be real.
There actually isn't a lot of stuff that Blanka doesn't have. Like if you actually kind of put it down onto a list, it's like, wow, Blanka kind of has a lot a good things going for him.
Yeah, no, he's definitely top tier. I think he's definitely underrated. That's a fact. However, to me, from the perspective of what I've seen, I would put him at max A. But what do you got? Will be a tiebreaker. Rob's saying S. I say A. What do you say, Idom? Tiebreaker here. Where does he go?
I gotta go S. I definitely think Blanka's a say. Like the downplay is crazy. It
don't gotta be from the Blanka players again. This is just I think we just said it's a touchy subject to even. That's a damn shame. That means somebody down.
That's true. That's true. I mean, we're talking about a national hero here. We're saying he's not Mena RD's not nice? Is that what we're saying
exactly.
here?
Yeah. Obviously, nobody would ever say that dumb. You just got a busted character.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's actually a little bit dangerous to talk like Blanka's good. Yeah, you might get jumped in the quote retweets real quick. I don't know, man. You got to be careful. Honda. You know what's crazy?
Honest.
No. You think he's on? I think he's kind of downplayed. I think Honda players kind of downplay him a little bit. Well, there's a handful of Honda players that I think upplay, actually. I think this has an interesting spread. I think there's some good Honda players that upplay him. I think the better, kind of a sim effect here, right? Like, there's some strong representatives, and I see them posting tech and actually like exploring the character at a high level. They upplay him. The average Honda player, they're over here for sure. They're downplaying.
Yeah, so maybe B, huh?
It depends on how you weight the ratio. I could see it going to honest in the end, because Honda obviously is not the best character, but I think he's underrated because people assume he's trash, like complete trash. I think he has some solid buttons. I think his ways of attacking the drive gauge are pretty good. Stand medium punch is a godlike button on its own, right? So I think he has some really strong things going for him. He's not great, but people act like he's irredeemable, like the Jamie effect. Like people act like he cannot just beat you out of nowhere. And he still has the highest win rates online. Like he's the most carry character at lower level in the game, free. Like if you don't just want to beat people quick without having to actually, try as hard, you kind of just pick Honda and do things. So at lower level, Honda is like that dude. So I don't know. I think it can average out to honest. What do you think, guys?
I think that's fair.
Yeah, I gotta go C for honest, because I can't even think. I feel like Honda players upplay a bit, but like those are like the delusional Honda players, so I just go C.
Yeah, we could maybe make a new tier like delusional. That would be like Sim and Honda. like once you cross a threshold of investment, like you're actually you're getting on a plane and flying to tournaments, and you're playing Honda and Sim. You're in delusional tier. Yeah, that's kind of the upplay. All right,
I think only the Honda players are delusional. I don't think the Sim players have. I think Sim's okay. Like I don't think the Sim players are crazy. I think the Honda players are delusional.
Yeah, I guess. Sim is better than Honda for sure. All right, this dude Dee Jay. This one's weird, man. He kind of.
I think he's hint of downplay.
Yeah, people don't play him as much as they used to, but he's still so good.
Yeah. What do the DJ players say?
They don't say nothing. They just queue for ranked. They just they silently queue up for ranked and then drive rush at you and take your MR. They're not vocal.
Maybe honest then. I mean, it's unfair because they don't really openly. We don't know what they think. I feel like if we ask them their opinion on DJ openly, if we just ask them directly, they would downplay. But I think we can put C for honest officially.
The DJ players are just trying to have a fun time drive rushing. I just think they're actually just turning off their brain, just trying to have a fun time drive rushing. I don't even know that many DJ players, actually. You don't have that many DJs here, and I don't see DJ players online either.
There's a lot of ranked monsters for DJ. There's a lot of ranked monsters, but they don't
I play a lot of DJ in rank.
They're not really vocal in like the FGC Twitter community or anything like that. And you don't see any top players talking about DJ like he's bad. Like I've never heard, or nothing came overseas from like Fudo when he's rocking DJ, or even Zhen, he plays DJ and Bison. They don't really have any like public moments of like talking the character down or anything. They just play him and then they try other characters as well. So DJ honest. Not his gameplay. His gaplay is not honest. This character is a nightmare to fight.
No.
But I think they're just dry rushing, having fun. But what about this one here?
Aggressive, Adam.
I am probably the least Manon downplayer. I feel like I upplay the character a lot when I talk about Manon. But there is a lot of Manon downplayers, and there are a lot of Manon players on Twitter and on the internet that make you feel like this character actually doesn't function. So I'm going to have to go A. Myself, I will put myself in D, because I upplay the character. But a lot of Manon players actually make you sound like this character doesn't work.
Upplay to A. Wow. That's a lot higher than I honestly would have put myself. I do think people talk like Manon is trash, even though I think her footsies are actually ridiculously strong. She has some of the best normals in the game. She just doesn't have like a low for a driver. She doesn't have ways to convert from them to massive damage is like her big problem. But like, I don't know. I would give it a B, to be honest. I honestly don't see that many.
B because of the ratio, the character strength versus downplay ratio.
I don't think she's that bad though. I actually think people just say she's bottom 5 for like memes and jokes. I don't think she's that bad. I think she's pretty good. I don't think she's like Ryu my good, but she's not.
There was a tier list that Nemo just put out, I think, that had Manon like top 10 or something.
I don't think she's that good. But
who's the Japanese Manon player that just beats their asses all the time in ranked?
Akutagawa? Yeah. I don't know what he'd be doing, but
you gotta crack the code, man. He's cooking all in Japan.
He had Manon like top like right after like top 10, maybe like top 15, top 13. Yeah.
I think most NA tier lists would put her like bottom 5.
I don't think she's
Kimberly bottom 5.
Yeah, Kimberly bottom 5. You also got to keep that into consideration. Yeah, Kimberly
He
bottom
has
5.
Sagat low on the list. Like it was a list. Quite a list.
All right, we'll go with B. I think there's a hint of downplay there. I'm trying to upplay in the meantime. Manon and the B tier.
Marissa S tier, brother. S tier downplay God, bro.
You think so?
And I don't think she got
so.
like.
I think so.
I think she's bottom 5 in the game, and I still think it's S tier downplay.
Wow.
And I think she's bottom 5 in Street Fighter 6. I think they act like that they doing something they not doing, in my opinion.
That's true.
I could be wrong, y'all. What do y'all see?
I can see your argument.
I feel like Marisa players are like, there used to be a character in Street Fighter 5 where I felt like the player base was playing bad, so they downplayed the character a lot. But I do think you could probably play Marisa more solid and do a lot better. Play like more slow, more calculated, and do better. But the Marisa players will tell you, I gotta play this way. And I hate when people say that about character. Oh, I gotta play like this because Marissa's so bad.
Yeah, I think there's definitely an element of downplay the Marisa community. And when they do win, it's never something like nice. I don't know, like when I lose to Stan medium punch into Gladys, I'm never like, wow, like you did something. Like
never nice.
It's never nice. It just shit happened. I don't know. Like just the way the character operates. It's like, yeah, maybe you win less often because she has weaker defense and weaker tools and no low forward drive rush and all that. But it's not like you did something. You know, like you kind of shit just happened.
Yes, I agree.
Me personally though, I would go A. That's what I think. But if you two are on S, then
I mean, I'm down with A just because she is actually bottom 5.
She's kind of bad.
They do be downplaying.
Yeah, like she's not. It's like a Jamie situation. I think she's worse than Jamie, but like there's a reason to downplay a little bit.
Yeah.
Right, we'll go A. JP, this guy, he's definitely top 5 in the game. Some people argue still top 1. I personally, listen, my old JP main self, I personally don't mind him being that good. He doesn't bother me that much, to be honest. So there's me downplaying already. But do JP players actually downplay the character? What's the actual vibe from the community? Because
Todokai be downplaying hard as hell.
That's true. He's making this hard right now. He's making this hard right now.
Be downplaying hard, and he godlike too. Todokai's actually good. So that's a representative. He's a JP representative.
He's kind of pulling like a Noah right now a little bit. I feel like he's like alone being vocal about this when all the other JP players are just trying to get by, you know? Like for the most part, my vibe with the remaining JP players is like they know shit's fucked up and they're just trying to do their fucked up shit and not make too much of a stir about it. You know, like, hey, look at this bullshit sequence. That was cool. Yeah, he's fucked up. Let's go. But Todokai has been downplaying.
JP is broken, which balances it out.
Dr. African's a chronic up player though. He's always been that type. He likes characters that he thinks are broken. He likes to proclaim they're broken. Like that's part of the fun for him. He's one of those.
Look, you downplaying right the hell now.
A little bit.
Maybe A. What you think, Adam? I don't know. I think A.
I think I gotta go probably B. I think most of the JP players know he's fucked up, so they kind of just don't say anything. Like I feel like silence is the biggest sense of downplay, but like they just know he's fucked up. I feel like nobody will disagree with that. Todokai's a downplayer though.
That's true, but is silence really downplaying? Isn't that interesting? Like if you're complicit with the crimes of your man, like do you need to be going onto Twitter every day apologizing like good morning everybody, sorry for playing JP, have a wonderful day? Like is that what you have to do? Sorry for being top tier.
Right. Look, I chop it up with Todokai a lot, like he always chill on my stream, so he probably got me having the downplay higher than it should be. So I think B is fair.
All right, we'll go with B on this one. This one, Zangief, though, I'm going to the top, man. Everything you guys have been saying about these other characters, I feel like Zangief players complain so much. Like they don't have drive rush into SPD into 70% damage instantly. It's just the fundamental design of the character. When you have that much explosive damage, I kind of don't care if your footsie's got a little bit worse or your hurt box is a little extended, or you know, like I kind of on a fundamental level, when you can do stand liking drive rush cancel and I'm flipping a coin for my life.
So stupid.
your complaints might be sort of valid if you crunch the risk reward numbers and boil it down to the statistical analysis of how often you're going to win. But I'm still fucking flipping a coin for my life, and I don't like it. I'm thinking S. There's a lot of complaining from Zangief players.
I might have Zangief in like B.
And that's kind of low. I think it's more so A. I do think Geef players have some kind of, reasoning, but at the same time, S is kind of high. And there are a lot of Geef downplays, like, Danny Fam, the classic one.
Facts.
Yeah, Danny Fam.
He's not even wrong, but it's he'd be downplaying.
Yeah. So I gotta go.
Danny definitely be exaggerating.
Yeah.
I'm making do with what I got, man.
Okay.
After when Geef got level 3, we're both not just scared for our life most of the time.
True.
Crazy.
Maybe A then, Brian.
Yeah. I gotta
okay.
go.
We'll average it out. We'll go A. But yeah, I be seeing some Danny fam. Danny's my boy, and like he's never wrong. He's a very technically sound player. He knows what he's talking about, but just the way he structures his points, you know what I'm saying? Just he's doing a little bit of like a word magic when he talks about Zangief, to a Jedi mind trick about it to downplay it in your own mind. All right, Lily. Does anyone even talk about this character? What does Chakotay say?
Gotta be honest.
I don't associate with Lily players. I don't know any Lily players, to be honest.
That's fucked.
I don't know that many Lily players. Like I know Chakotay plays Lily, but that's all I really. Oh, Peru.
Oh yeah. What is? I don't. He doesn't really. Peru tells me to just stop drive reversaling regular enhanced Condor Spire when she's +1 with the command grab in my face, and that to me on its own is downplay. Just telling me to not drive reversal. He always tells me when he plays it, bro, you got to stop drive reversaling the +1. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm not giving you mix right now. That to me is downplay on its own. But what does Chakotay say? Chakotay kind of just be playing the game. He's never really complained that much.
I never really hear Chakotay's opinion like that.
It's going to be like honest, or it might be.
Yeah,
I might have to give him honest, just because this character is forgotten. This is a lost character. Okay, we'll move on. We'll leave Lillian honest. Cammy, though, this one's been kind of climbing the ranks for me recently.
Yeah, same.
People have been talking.
Cammy's up there with Blanka, because I feel like not up there with Blanka, but like it's the same thing. Because when Punk does well, it's only Punk. It's the same thing with Blanka, and it's so funny because I don't think she's that bad right now, but I get it. Like there's a lot of good characters that could be annoying for her, but at the same time, it's the same thing. It's only Punk doing well with her.
That's true. That's a common excuse. Even when she was more represented, like her nerfs definitely added up, I think, to meaningfully impact her placement and also her play rate. But like you saw Phenom doing work with her. Even fucking, who was it? Was it Salvatore? Like there's Cammy players from all over the world who were picking her pretty heavily. This season, I think the nerfs did add up. I see there's a similar effect with Blanka, with Mena, and Punk with Cammy, but Cammy's definitely weaker than Blanka, like significantly. Yeah, I think she's more closer to like a Juri Guile tier, where she's good, but you're not really hitting the top 5. You're not hitting the top 10, maybe. Like you're just outside of that, and you're a threat. But people have been talking like she's unplayable now.
Maybe A or B then, huh?
Yeah, I gotta say A. It's funny because like the tiers are really just ratioing it. Because like I think Juri and Cammy are probably around the same strength, but the player basis, like they'll think the character is horrible if they're not top 5.
I see people talking like Cammy's dive kick is actually terrible. Like it has no utility. That alone, if you're telling me a dive kick is terrible, that alone is putting you up in A. If you got a dive kick, you're blessed.
That's an insane take.
People were saying that Jamie's dive kick is better than Cammy's.
I recently saw Boat Strike on Twitter downplaying Jamie dive kick.
That thing picks you out of the air, though. All right.
I know he was downplaying that shit, though. Shout out my man's Boat Strike. Rashid, hey, you need to preemptively put Rashid into S tier preemptively, because now that Kev is picking up goddamn JP. Oh, they gonna forget that Kev got top 5 CPT points with just Rashid. And I guarantee you they about to act like he's so ass. But I don't really got him in S right now. I don't know. But
I've been
what's gonna
seeing
happen
the
next
discussion of Rashid. He doesn't have the normals he needs. Got no range, stubby limbs. I've been seeing it. It's been creeping up there. And to be fair, Rashids have not been popping off as much lately. The results have been dwindling a little bit. They nerfed like the level 2 activations, like the Oki from the DP and some of his other knockdowns, so he can't get free level 2s from every single knockdown. So he has to like work for that level 2 now. And to be honest, I think that kind of helped nerf him. Like, it actually made a difference. I think he has been slightly falling off. You know, there's a year ago he was top 3, maybe top 1. At one point in time, I called him top 1 last season.
before the changes.
Before those changes, which seemed kind of minor at first. So, are the complaints valid?
No, that character is fucking great. I would say A aggressive, maybe A aggressive. Now, what you think, Adizi?
I think it's got to be like B. I do think some of the nerfs did like pile up, but even then, it's still like, there's a decent amount of Rashid players on Twitter who think like Rashid's really bad. Mixer doesn't work. Like there's plenty of that stuff.
Oh, they
so,
love to talk about that.
Mixer don't work.
Ever since that Gachi-kun clip, oh my god.
Classic.
That Gachi-kun clip was it, bro.
They'll make it sound like Mixer works like 50% of the time, when in reality it probably works 95% of the time, and then the 5% when it happens, like, oh, see, Mixer sucks. Like, whoa, come on.
And that's just karma because you have an anti that hits behind your head like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the shit hits both sides, and it's one of the best anti-airs in the games. I think that's just karma. So we'll go with A off that Gachi-kun clip alone. All right, Aki players be...
They chill, bro.
I think they're kind of honest. I mean, obviously the most notable representative Western side would be Broski. I don't really detect downplay from Broski. He kind of just plays the game. Complaints about Akuma. I don't know. There's nothing else going on with Aki. I think they're just doing their thing, dry rushing behind fireballs and doing 90% combos.
All the characters, the one thing I'm realizing with this list is all the characters who kind of just want to run their shit is in C tier. And like they just shut up and run their shit online. Aki, Lily, like I'm just doing my own little thing.
That's a good point, bro.
Yeah, they're trying to do the one player game.
I know what I'm doing is stupid, so I'm just gonna shut up and do it.
True. I mean, how do you downplay Fireball Drive Rush? You just do it.
Yeah.
That's your game plan. You do it. All right, Aki players, you get off on this one. We'll go with honest. All right, now we're up to a weird one. Ed. Once upon a time, he would have been S downplay. When this guy got nerfed after, that first patch, there was talks of Ed's dead. They nerfed the way his flicker worked.
Right?
There's a couple nerfs. They nerfed his crouching light kick, comboing into itself, which is still it's still one of the best light normals in the game, period. And then the flicker, they added an extended hurt box on it, so even if you backsway, the DI still hits you. So if you try to charge it and backsway to bait DI, the hurt box is still 30 feet wide, so you get DI from full screen no matter what. And the talk of the town was, wow, they even broke the demo. He had a demo in the game where you would charge flicker and then backdash, and it broke it because now you always get hit by the DI because the script wasn't updated with the nerf. So they're compiling the evidence to say that Ed is dead. Meanwhile, he got nerfed in Japan from top 1 to top 1.
Yeah.
So it depends on your perspective.
Do the Ed players speak on him now?
There is a dedicated.
On we went all time. I don't know.
Yeah, there was a lot of downplay that
him
time.
As the best character in the game gotta matter.
All of Japan has him as best in the game. It's not even arguments between maybe it's mine, maybe it's Ed, maybe it's Akuma. It's just Ed. Every Japanese tier list I see is Ed all the time.
There is an account on Twitter, NA side, that is, I think it's called just Ed is dead or Ed sucks Street Fighter 6, and all he does is spam and harass random people in the FGC about how bad Ed is, and if you ever say Ed's good, he just starts shit talking you. So there is that, an entire account dedicated to it. But that's just one, psychotic Ed player on Twitter. For the most part, it was pretty bad for a while, but I think they've kind of died down a little bit. He's down to B or C in my opinion.
There was a nerf that Ed got, the flicker perfect pair, and I swear since that nerf, I've never seen it happen in a real match. And it's so funny because everyone kept bringing it up. Oh, Ed's dead. I've never seen it happen. It is crazy.
That's true. He gets nerfed, and it's been like 2 or 3 patches in a row. People complain for a couple weeks, and then they shut up again because they realize like none of that shit mattered because flicker is just a half screen projectile that sucks you in and gives you plus frames on block. Like no matter what, unless you change that property and make the pull in negative, he's gonna be busted in some kind of way. So I think. I don't know. There's always these ways. It's got to be a hinted downplay, I think, just because there's spikes of it. But for the most part, they know. They know that Ed is fucked up. Maybe not as much in NA, but they know.
Yeah, people don't play him all like that here.
It's too hard. Mai's too easy. That's kind of interesting. That's an interesting conversation, though. Like, why does no one stick with Ed in the West when he's supposedly so broken?
I think it's a play style thing, bro. I don't think a lot of people in the West want to play like that.
I beg to differ. I think it's I think people will dedicate time to a character if you feel like it's worth the investment. But I do think Ed could also just get Street Fighter 6 a lot of the time. If the character is like broken, I think people invest time into it. And like you're not even interacting. But I don't think Ed's like broken, like insane. It's just like, yeah, Ed's probably better than most of the cast, but like you still got to play with everyone.
They got him, but if the strongest scene unanimously got him as #1, like over my.
Okay, the way I'm kind of trying to phrase it is like kind of for other games, like if I dedicate my time to learn like a Morrigan or a Happy Chaos in like Strive or Marvel, Morrigan, I'm not even playing with half the cast, so who cares? So it's worth the investment. If I play Ed, I still might lose to Lily. Like I might just get DI'd and lose. So it's not really worth the investment.
You actually have to master the character to access that. Like his base level is really fucked up. Like once you just learn how to do flicker and stuff, like you can steamroll people who aren't ready. But to really access the juice that makes him top 1, they're looking at Lashar every day. Let's be real. There's a lot of Lashar, Momochi, like they're all beating their asses, and then all the other players are like, wow, I'm trying to emulate that, and they're building from there. So I think the difficulty curve helps them out.
Might be too lazy to play Ed, bro.
I think there's NA investors. I just think there's no point to invest because he might get nerfed, or B, like you're not just gonna beat everyone free. Like it's never that.
It's hard, man. There's not as many like technical grinders in the West. I mean, I'm interested in that kind of stuff, but I keep hopping characters. Like that's the kind of shit that intrigues me. But there's not that many, I think, at the highest level, like super high level players. For the most part, they're kind of trying to play strong shit that fits a more fundamental play style and is applicable across characters. There's very few like top level character specialists we got. But anyways, enough about Ed. Akuma.
Come on, bro. You know.
Come on.
Listen, if Akuma throws one fireball and they jump it, he's dead. You know? Listen.
9,000
that's honest.
Health, bro.
That's
9K,
honest.
9K.
It's true. That's a fact. He has 9,000 health. You can't dispute that.
Man, they talk about his health like that. Like you just breathe and Akuma die or something like that.
In a game where like you can literally do 70%, 60% on any character. I think that shit matters a little bit in this game, but I feel like it's the most irrelevant it's felt in a long time to me. Everybody is just liquidating everybody's life bars. Like it does come up, it does affect interactions, but
just because comebacks are so frequent in this game that the times where with whatever other character you have a sliver left and you still get a comeback.
That's true.
Akuma is dead right there. But Akuma has less an excuse to be there. He has everything in the game. He's S tier good downplay god for sure.
Yeah, it's not even close.
Not even close.
Well, between
he might be the number. He might be number 1. He
actually
might
Ryu
he might be the number
Akuma.
1 top downplayed character. He actually might be number 1.
Oh wait, are we ordering this? You think he's number 1?
No. I think he might be number 9K. 9K is so thrown in there all the time. 9K.
Guile is over Ryu, bro. I'm sorry. Hell no.
That's downplay. That's downplay itself.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about who's better.
I'm just saying. You're saying you're downplaying the Ryu downplay at this point, Rob. I'm sorry.
Okay. You know what? Y'all trash Ryu players out there. You know what? Maybe I don't know what y'all be talking about, bro. But so you know, Ryu is broken. So y'all know.
That's true. We're not saying it's you, Rob. You've actually, honestly, I'm impressed. You're making a serious effort these days. You're putting out giant documents of tech and everything. Rob's locked in.
I'm locked in.
Oh, that's crazy. I never thought I'd see the day. All right, Bison. I think they know.
Yeah. Bison players are kind of like JP. They know. They kind of know. Not really.
Now, I've heard discussions of
Yeah.
like anti-airspeed difficult. Like, there's a few things that they
Defense
nitpick.
being bad.
The only Bison downplay I ever remember hearing is when Problem X said he was unstable, and I think that's literally it. But that's still one of my favorites. Bison's unstable.
That was a thing for a while. Bison unstable. That was a big discussion point when people were first hitting the tournament circuit in 2024 with Bison. Bison unstable. I think that's died down. I think people have moved on from that.
Somebody just used that exact phrase in my chat. I forgot that it stemmed from Problem X, but I guarantee you, when I was making a strengths list and we got the Bison, they're like, yeah, he has a lot of all this. We listening. I'm like, damn, it's like 1,000 strengths we listening. Like, yeah, but he's just unstable because. But yeah, I think they're pretty honest with him nowadays.
That's crazy that he's an honest and Problem X plays him, because Problem X is the greatest down player of all time. The thing is, he doesn't tweet about it that much. That's our problem. If we've had seen Problem X recently before doing this, he'd be an S tier.
Oh,
Instantly.
for sure. You know how he get down for years.
Problem X is the greatest down player of all time. He will have a ironclad debate, every argument covered. But since we haven't heard from him in a bit, we're going with honest. They know. Bison players know what's up. Now, Terry's an interesting one, because Terry is strong as fuck right now. This guy kept getting buffed. I think he's one of the best in the game. Yep. He's so good. I don't see Terry players really downplaying that. I feel like they've just been enjoying the buffs for the most part. I can't recall anyone since he's reached that status after like 2 patches where he got those significant buffs, the heavy punch +1, the round wave being a low, improving the combo routing, the Oki now mid-screen. I feel like they just kept giving Terry buffs for no reason, and Terry players were like, what the hell, thank you? I don't know. Has there been any Terry downplay? Like, this character is so good.
No, I know Riddle speaks highly of him, if I'm not mistaken. At least when I talk to him. They might be honest, bro. Even what's not Dora Piper? Fuck. There's another like high level like 2000 MR fucking Terry player. I gotta see if I can remember. But I was training with him yesterday. He admitted Terry's broken as hell. He knows.
Yeah, I think they're honest. Yeah, I think most people just know Terry's like insanely strong right now. So you can't really downplay that.
You think he could be top 5? I think Terry could be top 5.
Yeah, he's in the conversation for sure.
Yeah. I think for me, it's like whichever Shota you want in the 5th spot, you can kind of just pick between Ryu, Akuma, and Terry.
Bro, how come it's downplay when I say that, Brian?
I'm just you play Ryu, man. I'm sorry. You're part of the hive mind.
All 3 of those say.
All right. My. Now, clearly in the West, considered the best character in the game. I don't know what Japan is on. Just the ease of use and everything with how much reward she gets. The OD fan, it's absurd. A lot of players playing her know that, and they're switching to her because of that. However, I feel like I've heard the rumors of some downplay from those switching to her. I've heard some talk.
Really?
A little bit.
Who's saying Mai's not good? Like, are you
it's not that Mai's not good. At this point, at this level, you'd have to argue that Mai's not broken. Like, this is the level we're talking about. Like, you have to... even just saying not broken is like a hint of downplay, in my opinion, at this point. In itself. Like, she's so absurd, and OD fan is so absurd that you kind of have to just, like, let all accusations of brokenness go.
I don't talk to... Well, I guess the pro mod players, but... They might be honest, bro. I think they know she's the most broken character, right?
Yeah, I think most my players just kind of acknowledge it. Like they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing, and they're ruining the fun for the person playing against them. So they know what they're doing. They boot up to make you miserable.
We talked about Blanka with Menardi. There's a whole world of Xiaohai fans out there. That interpret any single slight against Mai and accusation that she's good as overstating her strengths. That's a slight against Xiaohai himself.
God bless.
But
God bless. We don't want no smoke, bro.
that's also different because, like with Blanka, you know, Menon's the only Blanka. I know there's more Blankas, but there's a shit ton of Mai's. We can't be like, oh, Xiaohai's the only one. You know, it's also mine. Like you're just lying at that point.
True. All right. I guess my players, you know what you're doing. You're going into honest here. Elena. No one talks about Elena at all. I think that's an easy honest. This is not even a discussion.
I was trying to think if it's honest or upplay. I think honest.
I think it might be
Maybe
upplay. Yeah, I think Elena players talk very highly of her.
They do.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything regarding this character.
Doma speaks well on. Doma speaks highly of Elena.
Okay. Yeah, this character to me is so under the radar. The most forgotten about DLC character by far from my perspective. But if you guys are hearing the upplay, I'll buy it because I've heard nothing else. How about this? We'll skip Sagat.
Yeah.
We'll save him for last. We'll save him for last because he's kind of the talk of the town right now. Maybe the whole reason we're having this podcast right now. Let's get to Sea Viper. Sea Viper, mixed bag for me right now. I still feel like people are debating or figuring out how good she is. I think Sea Viper is very good. Not top 10, not top 5. I think she's very good. But it's hard for me to know if that's downplay or not myself. And it's hard for me to know what other people are saying.
Yeah, until she's more ironed out.
Some people were acting like she was trash, though.
Yeah, a lot of people act like she's horrible, which is weird for me. Yeah, which is weird for me. In Japan, I think every tier list I've seen in Japan has her like bottom 5.
Damn.
I don't think she's that bad.
Maybe a hint of downplay.
That would be upplay then from Adam's perspective, right? Like you would say, because you think she's good, but you're getting feedback that she's bad. I've heard some feedback that she's kind of bad, and I don't believe it.
I've heard a lot of people say she's kind of bad, yeah. But to me, I think she's good. I think she's all right.
Well, it's low rating from people not playing her.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. It's hard for me to know.
That's hard though, because like I feel like I've been playing a lot of Viper. I know Crimson's been playing a lot of Viper too, and he speaks highly of Viper, but he's coming from Dhalsim. Dhalsim sucks too. So it's the same with me and Manon. Like I think highly of Viper.
We not putting Viper in no goddamn upplay, and then we get her buffed by Capcom seeing this video, bro.
No, but I think she's really good. I think she's really good.
Yeah, she's really. I mean, come on. We have Mai and Bison, and Honest. They don't need to be buffed. People know. I think Honest for now makes sense. Maybe I just can't think of anyone playing Viper who's like saying she sucks. Every time I play her, all I can think is I wish Drive Rush didn't eat my feint cancel. Like that's all I think is like the input system is my only enemy when playing Viper. I think she's really good. I've been playing her heavy, but I haven't heard anything else from any other Viper players. Let us know in the comments if we're downplaying the Viper, because I don't know. We got to hear from the people on that one. But on the last one, this is the one that started it all. Sagat, the king. Talk of the town right now, not just because of potential downplay accusations, but also, you know, he's checkmating everybody. It's like all people are talking about is Sagat doing fully charged heavy punch DP, punishing DPs into CA to checkmates.
Which got nothing to do with how strong he is, by the way.
That's the game.
That's a game problem. I feel like people don't realize that.
So, Rob, you got the floor here. I don't know. You were having some heated discussions about this character.
Currently, this is the number 1 downplay character in the game. S tier downplay god. This is number 1 for the time being. The character was already good before he got buffed. The funny thing is, I know that there's a running funny thing on Twitter for me cooking Javits and them in debates, but I actually don't think Sagat need nerfs or anything like that. Like, he's just an S tier character. It doesn't mean he's broken or needs to be nerfed or anything like that. But I think that a weird thing happened, and it's even why he got buffed, where he came out is a special case. Came out deep into the season. People just seen he could not play like Sagat, classic Sagat, throw fireballs, and they're like, oh, this dude sucks. Whole time he was actually already really good, and I'm on record saying this before Blaws at Street Fighter League. Forever been saying Sagat was good. And I felt like my boy Zafrino was downplaying. I feel like Jibbo downplayed to this day. I think Javits is the biggest downplayer, most confusing downplayer I've ever come across. Because it's not even like he's trying to compete. So I don't even know he's trying to get out of downplaying. So I can say names that are actually good and respected players who are downplaying this character. Easily number 1 S tier downplay character in the game right
I'm not gonna go for the Sagat defense force. I do understand where Javis is coming from. Me and Javis actually hang out a lot because he lives by me. But I think what he was saying is he doesn't think Sagat's that good because he was definitely going for the, you know, I'm going to throw 50 million tiger shots kind of play style. But even now, what as good as Sagat is, I think he's very by the numbers. This should work because this reason. This should work because of that reason. And I guess if you're playing Sagat purely by the number, he's not the greatest. I'm not even trying to sound like a Sagat down player. And I always feel like every Sagat player's argument for that is, yo, I'll just get DI'd. But that's the game. For me, downplaying in this game is kind of hard, or even upplaying in this game is kind of awkward because a lot of the strong stuff in this game is just, that's how the game works.
Yeah, I don't think DI is an answer. Once again, I think you know, if you are falling back on just DI as the solution for the character, that's not really a great solution. Like, it just really isn't. If it's not guaranteed like that, that's such a risk versus this character does so much damage. And that was a big problem when he came out, like Rob was saying. Everyone's trying to throw that low tiger shot that has about 600 frames of recovery. Everyone's like, why do I only have 2 variations of high tiger shot and 1 low tiger shot? And I just watched Bonchan play in the Topanga concept match, first to 7 versus NL. He threw 3 tiger shots the entire set. He won 7-3, I believe. He threw maybe 3 the entire set, and that was when he had NL burnt out in full screen and went for a chip sequence with level 1. Like, that was it. The rest of the time, all he did was stand in range where if Akuma threw Fireball, he would perfect parry OS into towards heavy kick and get a punish counter and kill him. That's all he did was stand there. And then if you got too close, crouching medium punch. And it just turns out, I think, the character is just not meant to play the way people thought he was going to play. That's it. Just press stand medium punch, do pressure, use your long-ass limbs and outrange people. And so when he came out, people were struggling. Like, even I felt like, oh, man, he's kind of tanky, he's kind of slow. But, like, once you realize that you just got to drive rush and do stand medium punch and, like, brawl, you're just kind of flow charting people, and their drive gauge is just under attack the whole time, and you do massive damage, and they have to guess parry on your pressure, and it's a bad guess for them. And I think we're seeing how good he is now.
We didn't understand the character when he came out. It was just a unique case. This is a unique case where Sagat is it. If Sagat was not a legacy character, imagine this universe, y'all, where Sagat never existed, right? And this is just a brand new character. Name was not Sagat. And he came out with the same kit. We wouldn't even had this issue when the character first came out because nobody would have been trying to play him in a zoning way. We immediately been like, oh, his fireball, he got a fireball, but look at this cross medium punch. Look at this pressure. Look at this. But since it's Sagat and we know Sagat, we think it's supposed to be tiger shot. And that's what ended up happening with him. I know Javis, your homie. I rock with Javis too. He literally told me though directly that one, Angry Bird has Sagat at like number 7 in the game, like top 7, top 8, something like that. He tweeted me this directly. Phenom has has Sagat in the exact same spot, right? Like, there's a lot of elite players who it's just non-debatable if you understand Street Fighter that it's a very strong character. So, but yet Javis was telling me he thinks if I played Sagat to 1800, I would have a different opinion. I said, so do you think that Angry Bird, if Angry Bird played Sagat to 1800 and more, would he have a different opinion? He said yes. Adam, is that downplay or no?
That's a lot of downplay. I do think that it's just weird because, like I said, it is kind of variation in playstyle. But I also just think when Sagat came out, bro, he wanted to play Sagat the way he knew how to play Sagat, which isn't a bad thing. I agree with you. If Sagat came out and his name was like Tiger Guy or not Sagat, I don't know, not Sagat, nobody would have played him like that. And I do think people would have called him strong anyway. Yeah.
You got one prime example of downplay, or a couple. Here's the counterplay though. Blaz comes out to Street Fighter League. You interview him straight up. He's talking about how good Sagat is. I think there's a decent number of high level representatives that play him honestly, saying he's super strong. Is that enough to counter from an S to an A? The weight of the overall community, because I feel like there's a few key standouts to me, but when I look at like community wide right now, what I'm seeing is people are like, oh shit, Sagat is that good. I'm running into Sagats all the time in ranked. I see people switching to him. I'm seeing a massive adoption of this character because people are
Brother,
waking up to how strong he is.
The FGC.
And I see this as like, these are next level downplay. To me personally, I'm thinking A for Sagat. That's me personally.
Hell no. The FGC, we as a whole, you talk about people switching to Sagat. I'm talking about Sagat players. I'm telling you, Zaffarino, goddamn,
he's
Jibbo.
scarred from Street Fighter V, man. Yeah, they
Right
got too much
now.
baggage.
These are all legacy Sagat players.
They got too much
Yes,
baggage,
and
man.
all of these legacy Sagat players are downplaying Sagat.
Right.
Like,
That's part of it. Just like the
am
legacy
I lying
reuse.
about any of these guys downplaying Sagat right now?
No, you're not. You're not. But I'm saying the weight of all the players. You're a new Ryu player, for example. The legacy Ryu players overweighted you, and that's why Ryu's an S tier right now, right?
Blanka's in S tier. Blanka don't got legacy downplay.
There's a lot of people who call Blanka unplayable in 5. There's actually a lot of people who used to say
That's
that.
not, bro. Blanka is not there because
What
of
I'm
legacy
saying is there's a
downplay,
lot
bro.
of new Sagat players. I'm seeing a lot of new Sagat players, and I don't get the impression that they think they're downplaying him. I think they know that he's fucked up. So to me, I think it averages out to be A. That's what I would say. Legacy Sagat players for sure downplaying, but there's a new school who from Street Fighter 6 era who are like, damn, I'm pressing crouching medium punch, driver's cancel, and pressing standing medium punch, and you're holding that shit, and they know. So that's why I would say A for me personally.
There being okay, we should drop Ryu to A because we use there being no key. I said, well, Ryu, every good Ryu player, even if you're not like a pro player, would say Ryu's broken. All of them. You can't name one good Ryu player. I just named 3 actual respected people.
I can
that
open up
Sagat who downplay him.
I can
today.
open up any Street Fighter video on the internet, any tweet, and there's going to be a million people, They're saying there's an ocean of Ryu players for 30 years that are downplaying. I'm sorry, there's just a strength in numbers.
There's no current good player who thinks that Ryu's not broken.
I think that was Sagat too.
Right now?
Yeah, I think the best Sagat players know he's fucked up.
I said there's no good. There's no good respected name. Name one. I just named you 3 people who are respected, who we respect mutually, and a scene respects their Street Fighter mind, and they downplay Sagat. You name me one for Ryu. I just named you 3 for Sagat. Name me one for Ryu.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
There's nobody.
I see your point, but I'm just, to me, I have to, there's a numbers game here. There's 1,000,000 to 1 random Ryu downplayers. That means something to me. Sagat, like I said, I'm sorry, Rob, you're going to change my mind here. I think A. Rob, you think S. Idom, what do you think? What are you feeling on this one?
I gotta go A. I think most of the Sagat players know he kind of fucked. I don't think it's S tier downplay. When I talk to like Javits and all Javits will just say it's the game mechanics, which I kind of agree with. It is, Sagat strong because of game mechanics, but it is also, Sagat being good as well. But to me, if you're arguing game mechanics, for every character is broken.
But we're talking Sagat.
There's no bad character.
Yeah,
I don't want you to give Javits no bail on this video that I'm a part of, and I love Javits, but I know for a fact, I just talked to Javits like 2 days ago in DMs, and he literally is saying Angry Bird, who got Sagat top 7, if he played Sagat to 1800 MR, he wouldn't have him top 7.
No.
So,
Javits my boy too. I think Javits is downplaying like crazy for sure. I'm just saying the volume. I'm weighting other factors as well, including that. And to me, I have been running. There's so many Sagat players now from established Street Fighter 6 competitors of the new generation, and they're all picking him up. He's really escalating in pick rate, and to me, that is a sign. I'm choosing that as a sign of honesty. And I think there's an honest movement of people like, holy shit, wait a minute, Sagat is that dude right now. I better get on this while it's hot. So to me, that means something. So I'm valuing that. Even though I do agree with you what you're saying, for sure, some legacy Sagat players out there downplaying like crazy. I think there's a wave of people like kind of into like, hey, I better like play Sagat real quick while he's still fucked up and try to get some wins.
To be fair,
me, I feel A.
To be fair, it could be what do they call, like stock investment? There's a patch coming out soon. Everyone thinks Sagat suck. Sagat might get buffed next season. Who knows? It might be stock investment.
Maybe. And yeah, I think just again the Ryu side is interesting. I think Ryu is ridiculous. He might even be the best character in the game for all I know. Since Angry Bird even said that he's like top 2. The Ryu part seemed to be biased because we all think Ryu broken. I think Ryu broken. Adrian NY think Ryu broken. What any decent Ryu player think he's the most broken character. So this all must be based off of before Ryu even was broken. I think
Adrian NY is playing Sagat right now.
Right. Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I'm like, yo, he's switching to Sagat. He knows what's up. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think people are waking up. The people who play like serious, they're waking up and they know Sagat's that guy.
I don't know. I think when I hear like Ryu players switching to Sagat, I think it's, wow, my character is probably going to get nerfed in about 3 to 4 months, and Sagat probably about to get.
No.
I think Ryu's going to get nerfed. Ryu's on my.
Oh no, I'm not saying he won't. I'm saying nobody's switching because of that.
I think people. I do think there are a lot of people like that. I do that a lot too. When I'm like, oh, there's a patch coming out. Oh, I think X character is probably going to get buffed a lot, so I'm gonna try this character.
Why do you think that's why? Blas in one of the most important tournaments of his life.
I don't think
Sagat the whole time for Street Fighter League or no?
Well, hold on.
I don't think that's the reason that
Blas went to Evo Vegas after getting second at Capcom Cup and played Jamie. So
again,
what I'm saying is,
I want you to say it directly.
No one knows what Blas is thinking.
Just to mess around.
No, I don't think that. But what I'm saying, I think the Sagat pick I can rationalize is that's the character he invested in, and Sagat's really strong. Listen, I think Sagat's fucking top tier as hell right now. I think he's so good. So you're not gonna get me on that one. I'm just also saying he went to Evo Vegas and played Jamie. That's all I'm saying. I think sometimes Blas wants to play a character he wants to play. Like, I think there's a little bit of that as well.
Okay. I ain't gonna speak behind the scenes. All right, I got you. Blas maybe pick Sagat just because for something to do. Wink.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just bringing up he did fucking go to Evo Vegas and play Jamie. Crazy.
No, but didn't he say he was learning Sagat for like Mai? And like, I think that matchup doesn't look fun to play at all. So I get it. Yeah. Like, if he was picking Sagat for Mai, it makes sense.
That was his strategy. Yeah, I definitely feel like he came with a strategy for Street Fighter League. I'm not lumping that in directly together. I'm kind of just teasing on that. For sure, Sagat is a strong character to pick, and I think Blas saw the vision.
And also, you know, something I like doing as well. Bro, no one know how to fight Sagat. Imagine pulling up the Street Fighter League with like there's like 3 Sagat players on like that level that you could practice with. He has a huge matchup advantage.
I don't think Sagat is that type of character personally. Even though I think he's strong, I don't think he's that type of character where it's like he's not a big knowledge check character. That's not what makes him strong in my opinion.
Bro, I still to this day have no idea what Nexus does. I can't even, I don't even know how Nexus acts it right.
Bro, you a pro and I know what the shit do. You just don't care.
There's a little bit of knowledge check with Sagat. I don't think that's his greatest advantage. He's not like, I think Jamie, funny enough, would be like the knowledge check character for sure. But I think Sagat has enough of that with the Tiger Nexus to push him over the edge. Like, he has for sure moments where he can just catch you off guard with Tiger Nexus mix.
So Jamie's different though. Jamie's a knowledge check, but he's bad. Like, that's just a bad knowledge check.
Yeah, that's all he really has.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. JP is a good knowledge check character.
Yeah, that's a good knowledge check character.
True. Yeah, Sagat just has an element of it. Like, you definitely want to know what's going on when he starts doing Tiger Nexus. you can just get looped high-low out of nowhere, like, and die. That said, okay, I think much to Rob's dismay, I think we're landing on A here. Even though I do agree there's some S tier down players for almost every character in the game. You can find maybe one example. There's a lot with Sagat right now for sure. We're going to wrap it up here on this one. Let us know in the comments, like, did we upplay, downplay the downplayers? What are we wrong about? Maybe someone will defend the Ryu players because, you know, we were a little hard on Ryu players because Rob's here for sure. Maybe a little bit of upplay of the downplay by us. But that's about it for this Extra Trashy. Any closing thoughts from you guys? Anything from you, Rob?
Yeah. No, I was going to say make sure y'all go check out the channel. Just look up Rob TV Plays. And check out Rob TV Live, you know, the Twitch channel and all the Twitch stream and all that. I've been streaming all the time. We at 1900 MR now. I think that is like what 1,000 MR because I play Ryu. So we'll see if I can get some Street Fighter skill and bring some other characters to 1900 MR. So make sure y'all pull up for that.
All right. Anything from you, Idom? Any words of wisdom to leave us off on?
I guess, you know, my words of wisdom is probably be after New Year. So happy New Year. Have a good 2026, everyone.
Yeah, true. This episode will probably be airing in the new year. So happy 2026. Happy New Year's, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you in the next Extra Trashy. Peace out. That wraps up this episode of Trash Talk. If you're watching on the brand new Trash Talk dedicated YouTube channel or on your video feed on Spotify, you'll be seeing some names going by on the screen right now. These are our Patreon supporters over at patreon.com/Brian_F. Without their support, this show and this new revamped season of Trash Talk would not be possible. I know there was a decent amount of wait between our last episodes, but we're really excited to now hit the ground running and delivering you continuous and improved Trash Talk content from here on out. And once again, this would not be possible without your support over at the Patreon page. So thank you so much for supporting Trash Talk, and thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you in the next episode. Peace.